And those who picked up the BOGs, the best on ground last week, Lewis Johnston from Norwood got 3. Jack Trengove, who picked up over 40 possessions for Port.
Massive game.
He got 3. Miles Paholke got 3 for Adelaide. And we had for South Adelaide, a very busy performer, Joel Cross with 3. And the Eagles, Jack Hayes with 3. So I'm not putting any pressure on you at all, Ali, but you can just have a little look-see and work out what's going on.
Obviously going to be a tough choice tonight.
Well, look, I'm just looking forward to this game. We saw Glenelg. I really enjoyed watching Glenelg last week. I was, got to be honest with you, towards the finish when Norwood climbed out of a hole and Soust got that goal just late in the game and they won. I would have loved a draw.
Yeah,
like
he felt a bit unlucky for Glenelg. They were winning pretty much the entire game, and for it to be taken right at the end there was a little bit heartbreaking.
And Adelaide, I just think that I'm only going on names that you look at and you think, well, yeah, know him, know him, know him, know him. Not too sure. What are you pinching from me? Oh, that's okay. You like my...
Sharing, not pinching.
Yeah, that's good. All right, about to go. Plenty of highlights from round 1 at half-time in our coverage here. It is, of course, the SANFL Super League, and we're about to go here. And it's a poor bounce. Jesse White took it for Glenelg. It didn't really go anywhere. He tries to knock it clear. Scrambly football. Greenwood kicks it out of the middle. And he kicks along towards centre half forward for Adelaide. And now we're going to go push and a shove. Joseph got a good hand pass. Does well. Knocks it across towards his teammate there, Brad Agnew. Agnew down the ground. That's clever work. Short pass will come in towards full forward. McBean couldn't pick it up. And the relieving kick is going to be marked at half-back there for Adelaide. And that's marked by Ned McHenry. McHenry. There goes the short pass. I'll pick him up as we go along. That's McPherson. Across towards the centre of the ground. No one can take it. Ella Shulman being hung on to from behind. Goes with a wide hand pass. Across towards Scholl. Scholl in towards the forward pocket. Kicked it all right. And it's marked up on that half-forward line by Ben McGill, who was going to kick it long for Adelaide. In towards full forward, knocked out of the pack. Proud's in there. Hand pass was all right. Oh, good tackle. Over the top, it's going to go close to being forced through. 4 behind, hit the post. Kick off the ground, so Adelaide have the first score here at this particular game. And of course, we are broadcasting from the ACH Group Stadium.
Well, it's perfect conditions down here. It's dry, there's no wind at all, considering today's weather was actually super windy, but it's completely dropped off. It's perfect weather, so we should see some really crisp, clean footy, actually.
We should, but those 2 kicks, as you were talking, they weren't smart at all. Joseph runs clear for Glenelg. Now, who's he got to kick it to? He's kicked it fairly well, and I'll tell you what, the shot into goal is just offline. I reckon running down the ground there, that was Scott. And he's kicked just offline and through for a behind. We see that occasionally, Al. You know, we saw last week sprinting down the ground. That was open spaces there. That
was a fantastic mark by Scott too. He was 3-on-1 and took it right at full stretch. So it was a fantastic grab.
Umpires were very keen on giving 50 metres last night.
Very keen.
Very keen.
Loved it. Loved the taste of the whistle.
I wasn't going to go there. Gallucci marks.
You're talking to a Crow supporter.
I know that. Gallucci's kick is poor. McCarthy. It was full forward. McBean. Not quite.
Great defence.
And Crows did well there. It's booted back towards the half-back line where it will go over the boundary line. No, it won't.
Great run down.
Strong was there. Strong was manhandled. No, he was handled correctly. Glenelg into attack towards centre half forward. Hand pass off. And that's Bradley. Kicks to full forward. Clears the pack. No one there to get hold of it. The short pass is on. And in defence, the mark is taken out there by Patrick Wilson. Wilson kicked 4 goals last week. Busy player, plenty of stats. Good to see him playing.
And the ball is impressive stats.
Now let's have a look. The blonde boy over there is Elliot Himmelberg.
That's a fun last name.
It is, sir. I'm happy with that one. He's kicked towards the half-forward line was all right. Right takes it, all right. Kicks in towards full forward. And out we come, and there's a mark taken down there by Tyson Stengel.
You're in for the dad jokes today, I feel. There was a few in there.
The dad jokes.
Yeah, like the puns.
No, I'll leave those alone. Stengel. Where is he? There he is, underneath the light post.
He is.
It's hard to see out there. Behind each of two, Stengel on the angle. Drop one kick on its way is offline and through for behind. So Adelaide 2 behinds, Glenelg 1 behind. What do you make of it in the early stages, Ali?
So far it's a little scrappy, but there's been good run. Glenelg are really good at getting into their forward 50, just been unlucky not being able to convert. I love this play-on rule out of
you
the
do?
50.
Yep.
Yeah, I love it. I think it moves the game a lot quicker, and you don't have to kick it to yourself. I just love that. Makes the forward line have to think what's going on all the time instead of waiting for the person to kick it to themselves and play on.
Now, Alice Yeoman did well, delivered, and the mark is, or the kick down ground is marked by Ben Davis, who's at centre half forward, directly in front, and they delivered that ball with dexterity and aplomb. You like that?
Sorry, what is that word? In
Here
layman's
comes
terms,
Davis.
please.
Davis kicks for goal. It's close. It is very close. It is a goal. Davis kicks the first goal of this evening's program. It's like a program. It's like theatre here. Davis barrels one from a long way out. And the score is Adelaide 1-2-8 to Glenelg 1 behind. In this first quarter, we've gone about 9 minutes, Ali.
Well, that's about all we have to say, really, isn't it, Walshy? There's not much going on right now. It's very, very placid at the moment. I'd love to see it fire up a little bit. The crowd's very mellow. Maybe it's been a long week for everyone.
Maybe they're getting over the dust from today.
Yeah.
Maybe they've just been blown away by it all.
Yes. I'm hoping that as the game continues, it livens up a little more speed, a little more velocity.
All right. Out of the middle. Chance for the movement forward from Agnew, but he hung on to it too long. Alice Shulman takes the kick. Now, he's not too sure where to go when there's a 50-metre penalty because the Glenelg player crept over the mark. Whoever introduced the 50-metre penalty in the world of football should leave the country immediately and never return. Never return.
Makes it really unpopular for umpires. That's cut off by Curran.
It's a good mark.
No, it wasn't. It was Bradley, sorry.
Oh, no, you're right. Bradley, number 11. I just don't like the meterage that you can get whacked for that might, in effect, be incorrect. And I just think it's cruel, mean, harsh, but I don't want to exaggerate.
Well, if you're a Crow supporter last night, it was very cruel and harsh.
Yeah. Gould can't take the mark. Adelaide 1-2-8, Glenelg behind. But as we both know, my friend, once an adjudicator in any sport makes a decision, they're not going to change their mind.
No, and it's not our job to argue with them, but the crowd certainly let them know what they thought, unfortunately.
Are you boisterous, are you, when you're a little bit upset about...
No, actually, not at all.
Oh, yeah, sure. Okay.
Yeah. That's what I'm going to say anyway.
Yeah, okay. I don't mind if people have a go, that's all right. Nothing happening at the moment, that's why we're waffling on, because in effect, when you see a game where there's consistency, you're pretty happy. You're pretty happy. If it's consistent, you can then settle in and say, okay, I know what the umpire's going to do now. There's been a bit of a scramble. I know what he's going to do. And if he does that, well, you can be pretty happy.
Absolutely.
There's good clearance there from
Oh, my
Agnew,
goodness. That was
over
a
the top.
fantastic mark. Was that Scott?
Only the little bloke it is too. What a grab that was from the sidelines.
Great Scott.
He did well last week, you know.
He did. He did a fantastic game last week.
He kicks well in towards the forward pocket. McBean's there and it bowls over and runs out for a behind. That's what people come to see, something spectacular like that. At the moment, we're just seeing someone out there rustling the cows to get them inside and sit them down for the night because they're all in one paddock and it's pretty hard to do anything out of the ordinary. Boundary throw in.
I hope everyone else followed that metaphor of Walsh's.
I know. No one follows what I say, so it's okay. Now from behind, there's a free kick, a bit of a push from behind there. That's Kieran Strawn who did the pushing, but it'll be Glenelg to go into attack. In this first quarter, we've gone 10 odd minutes, and apart from a goal from Davis, It's been virtually 0 on the scoreboard. This is Chalmers.
Oh, goodness.
Chalmers' kick was terrible. Greenwood runs through after taking the mark, kicks it down the ground. Here's Joseph. He'll get some support if he wants it. He might need it. Oh, he's running quickly. Now he's caught. He got rid of it all right. Got to his hand, to his teammate McCarthy. Back to Joseph for Glenelg. He's kicked close to the boundary line. Over it goes. Andrew Bradley, who captained the team last year, couldn't quite take the mark, and there'll be a throw in. 1-2 to 1 behind in this first quarter. We've got about 10 minutes.
Still a little bit slow moving out there for everyone. But we're slowly, that grab before by Scott livened up the crowd a little bit. It's slowly starting to pick up, and Crows are on the attack here, searching for a goal.
There's a kick there by Gallucci into the forward pocket. Hand pass on. The kick for goal. The rolling kick there by number 62. And he doesn't... Oh, he does.
Hutchison.
Thomas Hutchison through for a behind. 1-3-9, Adelaide. Glenelg behind. Very scrambly as the ball brought back into play in a hurry. You can't really start to write down in your book who's kicked the behinds and points, because when you look up with that play on rule, they've gone.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's it. They've gone like cut cat. See you later. They're out of here. Ball at centre wing. Out of side. Greenwood gets caught and is pinged for holding the ball. Good call. Do you think, Ellie, when the players that are on the cusp of maybe senior selection, and we're not going to talk about Adelaide all night, but do you think there's an emphasis in their own mind about, oh, look, we could be being scrutinised, we've got to play really well? Can they become a bit selfish? Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure that to a degree, players who are looking for that senior selection are hoping to impress and do things that they know the coach wants to see. But often it's got to be within the style of the team play that the coach already instills in the senior team. So I doubt that they'd be doing anything too selfish, because they'd want to be seen to be doing the best for the team. Now,
Liam McBean, 24 years of age, and he is a bean at a little bit more stalk, 202 centimetres. He is a monstrous forward. I'm just looking at Jesse White's 197, so McBean, who showed a bit last week, has the set shot.
That is tall.
He's a big man, isn't he? Oh, but he's a tall man.
Yeah.
He comes in to kick Glenelg's first goal of this evening. Gives it plenty, kicks it very well indeed. Oh, McBean. Yes, sirree, a goal. And a goal that was needed too, because it's been a very low-scoring game. Liam McBean has Glenelg on the board in terms of goals. They're 1-1-7. And Adelaide a 1-3-9.
He struck that beautifully. Really nice goal. Straight through. I don't think the goal umpire moved. No. Beautiful.
No,
decent kick too. It would have been 50 something metres.
How far can you kick it?
If I've got the wind behind me, a good 40 to 50 metres.
Is that about the average? I'm being serious. About the average of the better women footballers, if they can kick it 40 to 50 metres?
Probably. I would say most of the AFL girls should be able to kick it 40 to 50.
Yep.
Erin Phillips probably 70.
Okay. Ball at half forward. Himmelberg tries to tap it away. Got caught. Umpire won't ping him. Rushes across and will call for it as I check now on the Villiers clock. 12 minutes gone in the term. And it's 1-1 to 1-3. I should make mention too, and I will do that because I've got a significant paper here. The first goal for Glenelg, Bone Timber, providing quality timber since 1919, a fifth-generation family business. And that goal was kicked by Liam McBean, who's going to watch now as we're going to see Reynolds come forward. And Reynolds did well then. He's gone for the short pass. And the kick into full forward is not marked. McBean's out there doing the heavy work. Can't pick it up. It's in the forward pocket, close to the boundary line. Umpire watches. He's still waving and saying it's not over yet. Now it is. And there'll be a throw in. Trying to pick up all of the sponsored signs here. They're doing well, Glenelg. It's a big sponsorship there for the ACH group. They'd be happy with that. I'll give you more details as our evening progresses. Throw in. Glenelg deep in attack. McBean's going to try and put some pressure on. Can't do so. 45's there, and that's Strawn. Back towards half-back. Tigers crunch in. Oh, Jesse White was in hard. And there'll be a bounce. As you said, a pretty scrambly old, scruffy old game, isn't it?
Yeah, it seems really, really hard to get the ball in the clear and on the move and on the run. It's very congested and very stop-start at this stage, so hopefully it starts to break up as play goes on. But at this stage, it's on the ground a lot.
Ellis Yeoman went in hard, as is his wont. Gee, throwing himself in there, and good strong stuff by Strawn, but it comes away from that player in towards half forward. High leap from the back. That's Andy Otten, who couldn't take the mark. Kicked a full forward. Here's McBean. Here's the goal. How could someone be standing by himself in the goal square? The ball squirts out. The big man waited for it to bounce, took it, and then kicked it to Anzac Highway. A goal. 2-1-13 Glenelg. Adelaide 1-3-9.
Yeah, you thought Adelaide Crows should have had their goalkeeper back there, or goalkeeper, or whatever you like to call it. Last resort to protect that goal front especially. I don't know why McBean was left so open, and not just with 5 metres space, but a good 15 metres of space. So that was something that probably the Crows won't do again.
What do you do as a captain? What do you do to say to your defenders if something like that happens?
Well, I am a defender. So
I know.
So if something like that happens, I guess we'd just quickly huddle when it goes back to the centre bunch and just make sure that we understand who that last person is, and if they come out to try and spoil the ball, that someone covers that position. So just making sure the communication's up and that we don't let that happen again. Yep,
okay. Now Motlop in the forward line had it, then lost it. Very difficult for anyone to get their hands on the ball. Down there is Scholl for Adelaide. Hacks it back towards centre wing. White now for Glenelg. Overcooks the hand pass. Davis, the first goal scorer, can't get it. Crows will win towards half forward. Clears the pack. Racing back there is Chalmers. Kicked off the ground. Over the top. Running back and almost getting it for the Crows down there. Good work. Good work. As we see downfield, is it because there was a tap or what?
No, it was after it was a late hit after the disposal. A bit unlucky, I think. He might have been ever so slightly late, but I wouldn't have said it was malicious in any form, that's for sure.
Didn't seem to be. So Will Gould, half-back, does very well. Back to centre wing towards half forward. When Glenelg move it quickly, they look pretty smart. Motlop agrees. Kick towards half forward. Chalmers will run in. Charges back after. Reynolds runs in after the ball. Here's McBean. Here's McBean. Here's another one. How do you do it? What are you doing down there? McBean, you know, he reminds me of, and this is probably not much of a comparison, but Big Cox for Collingwood, the big fellow. He's big.
Yeah.
And when he goes near the ball, he's becoming a cult figure. I love calling him. He's kicked 3, and the score is, let's have a look, 3-1-19 to 1-3-9. Glenelg in front.
That was a fantastic goal. Definitely a really good piece of play from the Glenelg's back line. Moved it through the centre really well. Really good backup on the hands and run and support through the midfield that allowed that goal to happen. So I was about to say Cox. McBean was on the end of a really good play, a passage of play actually. So he was just the person who gets the glory.
Now there's a free kick in the middle and it's gone to Glenelg. And a 50-metre penalty.
Jeepers.
Don't you just love these?
Wonder what it was for.
Well, Jesse White now, from being in the middle, takes a free kick. And now he'll bring the ball. It wasn't a very big 50, although I suppose it brings him to about 30 out directly in front. And this for an important shot. And I see Elliot Himmelberg walking away after discussing a few things with the umpire. Also, Ellis Yeoman's down there and Hugh Greenwood. Jesse White gives it plenty, and it is accurate. And Glenelg have woken up, and the goal umpires had better be on their mettle because that's 4 to Glenelg, 4-1-25. Adelaide 1-3-9 in a flurry of 6-pointers here at Glenelg.
Yeah, some really, really nice passages of play by Glenelg. I mean, that one was just unlucky for Adelaide, but lucky for Glenelg. Still unsure as to exactly what that free kick was for. Hoping we can see it on the replay again at some stage. But anyway, they took advantage of it and converted.
The only thing, and I'm really guessing here, the only thing I can think of is if there maybe had have been an Adelaide player who crept into the circle and there might have been one extra in. I'm only going on making a comparison to a game in Melbourne I saw last weekend where a side was punished there as we go into attack now for Glenelg, rushing forward, 44 up there. Into Woods, he kicked it now, that's Kimmy Costa's son. I couldn't work it out because he's not in the program, but there he is. I've written him at the bottom. That was 44. Costa. 44, snap at goal offline, and so it's 3-3-21, is it? Or 4, it should be. I'm waiting for the scoreboard to tick over. 4-2-26 to 1-3-9. That's the only thing I can think of, Ali.
Yeah,
Someone
no, I
in
think
the
you're
middle.
correct, yeah.
In the middle.
Wrong numbers in the middle.
Yep. Now, Ella Shellman towards the half-forward line. That's not a bad kick. Snap back there by Chris Curran. Umpire says, I'll take it. And that'll do. So it's 4 goals to 26 Glenelg on the ACH Group scoreboard. Bradley Agnew is the man who's got the stats, and he is the player's spotlight player. Now I can give you a bit of burst on this in a 2. I'll wait till we pause for a slight break in play because we've got for Adelaide the chance to come forward. Now there's a scramble and the umpire says it's my ball. ACH Group for over 65. The ACH Group, a non-for-profit community organisation providing services and opportunities for South Australians to live well as they age. From health and wellbeing services in homes and the hope to retirement with living in residential care, ACH Group supports people to live a good life. I hope you took all that in.
Oh, absolutely.
Good.
I'm thinking about aged care at the age of 25.
Now, that's good that they've got the sponsorship there. Good on them.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, very good indeed. Scoreboard, 4-2-26 to 1-3-9, and Glenelg back in attack again. McBean's there. Couldn't take this. Off the back. Free kick. I think it might be over the shoulder. I think it might be Costa. I think it will be little Costa. I haven't seen his dad here, Kimmy. He's a effusive character, Kimmy Costa. He'd be loving it. He'd be here somewhere. And now Costa to shoot for goal. And he's only 25 out directly in front. And this to give Glenelg a spectacular start. He comes in and shoots for goal. Goal umpire does a little bit of work, but the happiness is exemplified by hugs and let's get around the little fella. 44. 5 goals to 32 Glenelg. I've kicked the last 4.
I was about to say, it took them 11 minutes to warm up, but ever since then, 5 goals in 10 minutes. Pretty good.
Well, they're 5 goals, 2 to 1-3. Can you, I don't know what to say, can you drag anything out of your vocabulary to say, this is why I think it's happened?
Not really. I think, not really at all. Maybe they were a bit nervous at the very start of the game. They're up against a pretty decent Crows side. Maybe they find it somewhat intimidating going up against Crows players. However, they do this often, so I don't think that would have entirely been the case. Maybe just a bit congested at the start, weren't able to get that run, and now they found their pace, they found their run, and they're starting to convert.
Josh Costa is our man. Jesse White is our man now. Got it across towards Close. Back to half-back, and they're doing it in numbers. Running through is Agnew towards half-forward for Glenelg, who hold a very handy lead, heading towards, what have we got now? Just on 20 minutes. And there are another chance as they go forward. There's Costa again, putting his body in. He's a nippy character. He does the chasing, lays a tackle, and the ball goes down the throat of a Glenelg player at half-forward, and they'll come back into attack.
Forward pressure by Glenelg was impressive last week, and it's impressive again this week. As soon as it's in their forward 50, their forwards work hard at trying to keep it in there.
Costa kicking the ball off the ground, and it skids through for a behind. And Ellie Evans will be hot to trot on the stats at quarter time. Don't you worry about that. If you're looking at the stats, have your pens poised in our coverage on SANFL Super League, the digital pass coverage, and Zach Milbank. Zach, of course, is responsible for collating our votes for the Digital Pass Player of the Year, and also, very importantly, we need to keep you informed as to who's doing what with the voting. There's another behind to Glenelg as we speak, just off hands, letting us know. So get onto that app. You can find out about the men's and the women's and absolutely everything. Paula Brinkwell from the SANFL down here watching the game, probably taking notes to what's going on.
Oh, I have no doubt. Paula's always got a pen in hand, so she'll be down there keeping busy.
Well,
Bradley Agnew and Bradley Andrew are the top possession getters for Glenelg, all on 7 disposals, 4 kicks each. So they're working hard, and Adelaide have Cam Yeoman on 9 disposals, and Lockie Scholl there on 7 disposals as well. So they're the players at the moment who are working pretty hard for the Crows.
all right, well done. Now, Agnew was the player, of course, who was our player spotlight winner. The 20-minute mark, we pick up bits and pieces and we tell you what's going on. As there's a snap out of the pack, which looks to be pretty reasonable from here.
Yep.
And it is, and I'm reckoning that's number 19 down there, who we don't have in the program. I'll just check it. I'll just check to see whether there's a turnaround and a look.
It is
there
number
is a
19.
19 there.
Yeah.
You know who I reckon that is? And I don't like to
tell
guess.
me.
I reckon that's Matthew Wright.
Well, we've got him down as number 61,
Yeah.
so maybe it does look like him.
It does. Well, you can take the credit for it if it's correct, and if not, well, forget it.
Okay. I feel like it's a
snap, though.
win-win for me.
It is. It was a good snap anyway out of the pack against the run of play, and a much-needed goal to Adelaide as we get close to quarter time. Something that came from nothing, and not much noise here, Ellie, when that goal came through.
No, not many Crows supporters here.
No.
Very much Glenelg orientated. In fact, probably just the Crows players are the Crows supporters here. And they are here, the AFL boys. They're here in full force, so they kept pretty quiet, though.
No, they did. Yep, they did. Good goal, though, from, we think it was Matthew Wright, who kicked 4 last week. So another one from the Adelaide team just before quarter time might be handy as we look up at the Villiers clock, and we're deep into time on.
It's a good kick.
There's no one there. Well, there is. In defence, the mark taken by Chris Curran, the captain. Chris Curran kicks with precision to the captain from last year, Andrew Bradley. He'll be on our airwaves in the next couple of weeks. He loved being part of the digital pass coverage last year, but he's doing some study. And when he sorts that out, he says when he gets the chance to play with the microphone, he's going to, which will be good.
Yeah, fantastic. He's the second most possessions for Glenelg.
Is he?
In this quarter, so he's obviously an influential player, hence the reason he was the captain last year.
True enough. Well, I'll just give the score, and then I'll give you the chance, Ellie, to talk about what's happened in this first quarter. Glenelg 5-4-34, leading Adelaide 2-3-15. McBean 3 goals, White 1 and Costa 1. And for Adelaide, Davis and Wright are the goal scorers.
Yep.
And do you want to talk to us about who's done what now? As we just see, we'll give a plug to Telstra just down the road, and they're looking after us with the goal kickers for Glenelg.
Yep, and as I said before, it's pretty much still the same with Bradley Agnew and Andrew Bradley and Will Gould and Carl Nickerson probably in the top disposal winners for Glenelg. He was absolutely bolting, and he rocked up in a Hawaiian shirt. In fact, you're wearing more clothes this week than you did last week, and it's a summer's night tonight. It's beautiful out here.
It is a magnificent night, and I was getting myself all sorted to think, I'll come along and I'll say to you now, how do you go with the mindset when you run onto the ground when it's really windy, when it is so windy and you're thinking, got to stay positive, but is it so difficult then when you know that the conditions are windy?
When I go out and it's windy, I think I have to take advantage of when we are kicking with the wind.
Yep.
And when we're not kicking with the wind, the entire team has to practice defense. Because as soon as you've got the wind, you can kick it so much further, and it just all of a sudden ends up in the forward 50 for either your opposition or yourselves. And you just got to make the most of it when it's in there, because the chances of you getting a goal kicking against the wind, if it's really bad, is so much more slim than previous occasions. So, yeah, when I'm playing on a windy day, I think take advantage whenever we have the wind.
I don't think there's any breeze tonight then.
No, that's what I said.
No.
It's perfect conditions.
Yeah.
There's literally no excuse for missed kicks, or if someone does a huge kick, it's literally on their own accord because there's no assistance.
Second term action. Glenelg 5-4-34, Adelaide 2-3-15 at the ACH Group Stadium. Plenty of plugs for the new sponsor of the Glenelg Football Club as Johnson, the tall man. Got rid of it. Greenwood drops it. Can't shovel it forward. Hunter goes in there for Adelaide. And he'll do it again. He's a tall man too. That's
Andy Odden.
Yeah, Paul Hunter. He's 200 centimetres.
Oh, he is too.
Yeah, where is he now? He's going to grab a kick. There he is. He's gone the hand pass. Didn't go the kick. Kicking towards the half-forward line. Will bounce. And we'll go where? We've got Adelaide working for it. There's right number 19 who runs through. Can't get clearance. Neatly grabbed by Agnew, who's kicked towards the half-forward line. That's not bad. Tell you who we haven't called tonight so far. I knew he was busy last night, or last week I should say. And that was Lockie Hosey.
Yeah, he was busy last week.
Yep. Well, he's got it now. He's miles out though. Hosey towards centre half forward. Ella Shulman over the back, can't take the mark. Knocked on. Clearance there comes from Patrick Wilson. Now it's dipped across towards Galucci, who goes towards the half-back flank or closer to the centre wing. And the Crows just steadying up, taking their time. Mark out there was taken by Strawn. Strawn very, very gently dabs it back to Wilson, who in turn, they're taking their time between centre and half-forward. And the kick's all right. And the mark is taken out there by our friend Himmelberg. Looks a bit like Nick Revolt from here.
He does have very white hair, doesn't he?
He does.
It's very easy to see.
Yep. Yeah, when the lights are off, Himmelberg's still on, that's for sure.
Another dad joke, but Peter Walsh.
Here comes Alice Yolman. He doesn't attempt to kick it long towards full forward.
Great mark.
Perhaps because he didn't attempt to kick it all that long. Good grab in defence was taken down there by Brad Agnew. Goes across the goalpost, he's defending. 5-4-34 Glenelg. At half-time we'll have all of the highlights of last week. It was a bit dangerous, a dab into the back pocket, but it's all right. 5-4-34 to 2-3-15 with McBean 3, White 1 and Costa 1 and Davis. And I'll go with what we've got is that's Paholke 1 on the scoreboard over the top.
That should have been high.
Well, the fist there was laid by Darcy Fogarty.
If Taylor Walker got done for that last night, that should have been done.
Well, tell us about what you saw.
Well, I would say that he was trying to spoil the ball, but copped him straight in the head just then.
Yep.
And the equivalent happened in the AFL last night, and it got paid as a free kick. So I think that it should have been paid a free kick then.
Fair enough. Chalmers in defence for Glenelg. They have to go backwards, and they will do that successfully because Gould stands. Now don't just throw your arms around. Talk to me.
Well, I just think he broke over the 50 there as well, and I thought that, broke over the 50, broke over the mark.
Yep.
And that probably should have been a free kick as well.
Now, Scharenberg, Jonty hasn't had too much of the ball. It's back towards the half-back line. Pretty sloppy there. A shot, lost it.
Yeah, that was sloppy footy.
Well, they had all sorts of time to do all sorts of things, but didn't. As Stengel kicks towards centre half forward. And they're doing well in defence. Glenelg was proud, did well towards the half-back line. Handball Joseph. Joseph, short pass, marked by White. Short pass into the middle. They're using the ball very well here, marked by Shot. Shot's kick is going to fall a little loose. And there's our beanstalk Hunter, who takes the mark.
That was a great play by Glenelg to get it out of there. Just unfortunately, that kick from the centre just stuffed them up there. But really good play and really good vision to get that person in the centre and open up the field. Now Crows are going to have to work it back.
And the Crows having trouble doing just that as McHenry towards half forward. Joseph flies, taps the ball over the boundary line. And we haven't had a score yet in this quarter. 5 minutes gone, a bit like the first quarter. 5-4-34 Glenelg, Adelaide 2-3-15.
It is a bit like the first quarter, starting off a bit slow again. But there's a bit more run, a bit more action happening than the first quarter. So hopefully a goal can be scored soon. Crows are attacking more. It has been in their forward 50 for most of this quarter. So they're pressing. It's just a matter of whether they'll be able to convert. But the Glenelg defence are under pressure, but they're also holding up and managing to get it out there. They just need to get it past the centre and into their forward line now.
Good work, Costa. Gee, I've liked the way he's played. Busy with that hand pass in towards the half forward line. It's going to go close to the boundary line. Hosey does a bit of pushing. Oh, errant hand pass. Chance now for Glenelg. Kick in towards the forward pocket. Hosey will run back. He can't quite get back in time there as Fogarty. Oh, he missed it. There's our man again, McBean. Oh, McBean. He's kicked his fourth. And Glenelg a 6-4-40.
He's just in the right place at the right time, isn't he?
But you know what? I'll just give the score and let you embellish. 6-4-40 to 2-3-15. Given the size of the man, he's showing some extraordinary abilities. He's bouncing his body around. And I'll tell you what, if he went into Bone Timber, who give the pat on the back to those who kicked the first goal in the quarter, he wouldn't fit in their front door. But I'll tell you what, he's done very well. Well done, Bone Timber.
Bone Timber
for their
would
assistance.
construct a door specifically for McBean and make sure he doesn't have to duck on entry.
Good on him. How good's he been? Giving you votes
really
yet, are you?
Well, look, I can't say that. I'm not going to give a hint away.
No.
Also, he's been in the right place at the right time.
He has.
And he's managed to convert. But there's been people who've been getting the ball to him.
Yeah, I'm trying to work out.
If it wasn't for that boy who smothered it, I've forgotten his name, apologies, but the other Glenelg player who smothered the ball, then McBean wouldn't have had the opportunity to kick that goal.
Now, I'm just looking down there to Fogarty has got the task on McBean. I don't know whether he's been down there for the entire duration, but he's being spoken to by a runner, and the runner leaves him, and McBean is happy. McBean's having a wonderful day, or night.
It is a beautiful evening.
It is. Now, there's an injury out there, and they've got a stoppage in play. Now, it looks like there's a Crows player or an Adelaide player coming from the ground. Now, it's a long way away. I just have a feeling it's dangerous to guesstimate, but I just think Kieran Strawn. I just have a feeling it looks like Kieran Strawn front on. Kieran is number 45.
He looks really groggy.
Does, yeah.
I'm not sure if it was a head clash.
No, well, he's being helped by two trainers and now looks like a runner. And the runner's taken over from one of the trainers. I wonder, do they have golf buggies in the SANFL? Do you know? He doesn't look like he needs one, but
I'm not really sure, to be honest. Certainly not in any games I've played. But that is women's footy.
no.
So I'm not entirely sure. But no, not that I've seen. They normally just get a stretcher out with people who carry it if it was necessary.
Well, he's now reached the centre wing and he's going to sit down. So we'll get a glimpse at some stage as to the injured Crows player. I shouldn't say that, the injured Adelaide player. I think they like to be called Adelaide. And that took an eternity. And whilst that's happening, we see Glenelg into attack to their half-forward line. And some speedy legs are required. Overrunning the ball there was Bradley. Chance now for Adelaide in defence. Errant hand pass. Went back in the direction there of Latchford, who's on as an interchange player. He can't win it out. There's a free kick for holding the man. And the free kick is going to Glenelg. Andy Otten's looking for it, but he won't get it. And it's going to be a kick, and a pretty strong one there from our man there in Scharenberg, in towards the forward pocket. In goes Costa. No, Ella Shellman. That's better. Neat hand pass into the back pocket. Adelaide return it back towards centre wing. Joseph ducked his head. Umpire says no. I won't give you a free kick for that. Play on is the call. Now there's just a bit of push and shove in the middle of this venue, which is in magnificent condition. And Adelaide need to come forward and won't, because Joseph batters up well. Joseph's kick towards the half-forward line. Hangs in the air. That was a big leak there from Scott. Couldn't quite hang on to it. Short pass towards centre half-back, and it's marked out there by number 38 for Adelaide, and that is Scholl.
Aaron Joseph is impressive.
He's good, isn't he?
The past 10 minutes. He's played some really nice football, really clean, really aggressive, but in a good way. Just gets in there hard and seems to have zero fear, which is kind of exciting to watch, actually. I've liked the past 10 minutes of his play.
I like him. I've got a name for him now, but if I say that, you won't have any idea as to what I'm talking about.
I mean, that won't be a new thing for me, so please.
I reckon he looks like Uncle Fester from the Addams Family.
Okay, first of all, how dare you think I don't know who the Addams Family are? I know exactly who Uncle Fester is.
Oh, look, he's gritty and he's at the contest, and I love the way he goes at the ball. He's won plenty of it.
I actually think he looks more like Paul Chapman from Geelong. But
oh, yeah, he does
right.
too. Paul Chapman. Oh, that's over the shoulder call. Umpire will say no. Now he will. And there's a free kick going to Adelaide, I think. In the square. And that's right, number 19.
Or is it Paholke?
I don't know. Look, former Carlton player comes in, kicks a goal. I've met him a couple of times, but I can't remember what he looks like from a distance when he's got a football jumper on. But it's a goal kicked for Adelaide, and they go to now.
And the crowd goes silent.
So I know, 3-3-21 to Glenelg, 6-4-40. And in this term, we've gone almost 10 minutes. So, yeah, I don't know what to do with these now, these goals. We'll just have to sort it out at half-time. And at half-time, by the way, we'll have the highlights from the first round of matches in the Digital Pass statewide super competition.
Do you know what I like about Glenelg Oval? Is the little festoon bar area down there. I think it looks very pretty.
It does, yes.
I just think it creates a nice atmosphere, and it creates a nice spot for their members to stand and enjoy.
I have done a lot of work to get it organised, and I know some years ago when South Australia made a Shield final, actually had the final here. It was just an engrossing 5 days. Unfortunately, South Australia didn't win, but it's such a good venue to watch sport in.
Yeah,
and they had the bars were open, and you could have a meal here and there.
Who was that breaking through? Hutchison,
we haven't seen much of him, but he's about the place. And, 2 in a row, and all of a sudden, you could see Adelaide get back into it. Oh, strong work there. That's the big man himself. That's the ruckman in Patrick Wilson, who kicks across the goal face, and it bounces over before we see Elliot Himmelberg get hold of the pill, and there'll be a throw in.
That was a big hit. That would have not exactly tickled. That was Agnew, actually, who
straight down the front, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Took a few deep breaths as he hopped up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're seeing the occasional muscle work from both sides.
Do you know what I've seen a lot of tonight? Adelaide doing mainly.
What's that?
Is missed handballs.
Yeah.
They handballing to the wrong spot.
Mm.
Players running one way and they have to reach backwards for it, or they just handball it into space, but it's actually not into space at all. There's a player there, so just need to sharpen up on those particular skills.
Well, Himmelberg at the contest couldn't pick it up cleanly. Hand pass over the top. Bradley does well. And he'll keep going. Will he get it again? Joseph goes in to help him out. He won't need to because they're doing it well, Gould. We thought about going backwards. Now he goes forwards. Then it's kicked by White back towards the centre wing. 3-on-2. Glenelg with numbers, and they get clear. Glenelg with numbers all right. Good knock on by Close. Close, and then the kick was poor. And that spoiled all the good work, and the Adelaide team will swing it back to centre wing, where it's marked by McHenry. Now, McHenry is going to kick him. We'll be able to tell you who that player was injured because he's on the cusp of coming back on now as we see a mark taken by Gallucci.
It was William Hamill.
Was it?
Number 35 for Adelaide Crows.
So he's ready to come back on. And we're going to see, let's just work out where we are here. There's a few obstacles, but nothing out of the ordinary. Number 19's got the ball again.
Maybe we should do a poll. Is it Paholke or is it Matthew Wright? We've got a cameraman saying it's Matthew Wright, so we've got one vote for Matthew Wright.
I'm reckoning it's Matthew Wright. And if this is an accurate kick, this is his third. He's curved it back. He's curved it back. Adelaide are right back in this scrap. That's a goal kicked.
Good goal. Fantastic goal.
3 goals, we think, to Matthew Wright, and Ben Davis 1 for Glenelg. 4 goals we know to Liam McBean, Jess White and Josh Costa. All of a sudden, Ali Evans, this game at the 16-minute mark is good.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good to see that the Crows have kicked a few more goals and keeping themselves in the game. It makes it a lot more exciting to watch. But also Glenelg, they led all game last week, and I don't want to see them do it again. I want them to maintain the lead, but also I want it to be a close game. So
you don't want much, do you?
I know. I'm a woman.
No, that's all right. Now, McBean almost knocked it away out of the middle. He can't do so. Umpire lets it go. Lets it go for an eternity. Greenwood in the finish goes for the hand pass. That won't go anywhere. Picked up there and cleared by Agnew. Agnew for Glenelg, wide towards the centre wing, and it bounces over for a throw in. And McBean rushing back into defence. So Glenelg kicked the first goal of the second quarter and led 6-4 to 2-3. And there's been just a scramble from both teams. And the 2 goals we think kicked by Wright, as Greenwood might have a ping at another one. Goes the short pass in towards full forward, and guess who? Wright's got it again.
It's a great mark, though. I thought it might have hung in, that kick from Greenwood might have hung in the air just a fraction too long, and it probably did technically, but Wright has allowed that kick to pull off, essentially.
He has produced the goods, there's no doubt about it. He picks up a tuft of grass. Warwick Capper made that famous many years ago.
Who?
Here he comes. Here comes Wright. Drop one, kick on its way. He's missed.
Oh, no.
I'd be disappointed with that one. Has it scored?
Yeah, it did. Behind.
And we don't like to not give you information that you're spot on with. So at halftime, Ali Evans will sprint around to where champion data is and find out exactly who that scorer is for Adelaide, because I want to know, because he's in their best players. There's no doubt about that.
Can't wait to go for a jog.
Good. Now at half-back, it won't stay at half-back for long. Neatly hand pass there by McCarthy through the middle. He's kicked wayward towards half-forward. Who's going to grab it? Motlop there. Haven't called him too often. We might call him in a minute for holding the ball call. We will. Now the umpire says advantage. I have no idea how that was an advantage. Still, chance for Adelaide to win it back, and they do so through the tall timbered Hunter. Hunter, kick goes not far enough. Greenwood's there, free kick against him.
Bit unlucky there.
Yeah, Schoenberg in towards half forward. Errant kick. Bit untidy from both teams. Schimmelberg goes the hand pass, which is all right. In towards the forward pocket, the kick down there, and that's a mark taken by
Matthew Wright.
I reckon that's Paholke. I reckon that's number 10 out there. It is.
It is?
He's number 10. He's okay. He can use 10 and stay with 10.
So that's actually Paholke, not Matthew Wright.
I think so. But Paholke's got the mark, and it's a real good comeback. This is a really good comeback from Adelaide.
That was a much nicer passage of play as well, so hopefully he can convert.
Paholke, drop one, kick it, goal to goal. I can tell you there's not much cheering, and that's why that's indicative of the score ticking over. Paholke has a goal, and Adelaide get 3 in a row to be 5-4-34. Glenelg 6-4-40. Second term action coming to you on a Friday night. Digital pass, it's the SANFL Super League with Peter Walsh and Ali Evans. Can you believe it? It's goal the difference.
Absolutely. It was fantastic to see Crows actually run with that ball. They had support, they had run, they had hands there. It just moved so much nicer, some really accurate kicking, and it pays off, where I haven't seen that in the first quarter from Adelaide. So to finally see that passage of play really work out nice and smoothly, it just flowed so much nicer. It was much nicer to watch.
Oh, speak of flowing. the flowing, and the ball now belonging to Adelaide. They work it out of the middle, exchange of hand passes. And I'm reckoning there's going to be a mark down there. I think he's going to pay that. No.
No, it's
Stingle.
just a throw in.
Just off the hands of the pack. And it's going to be thrown in. Greenwood gets across. But we're calling the play now in the forward line almost to its entirety.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see actually how many forward inside 50s Glenelg and Adelaide have had this quarter, because it's definitely been different to the first quarter, that's for sure.
It has. Himmelberg waits outside an angry pack that develops just outside the goal front. Greenwood hung on to it. Gee, the umpire's very patient, letting it go. And eventually, the kick came out of the pack from Agnew towards half-back. It'll come straight back. Short pass was good into the forward pocket as Will Gould wins the Players Spotlight Award, and I'll give you the details on that in just a second. And Ali, you'll tell me what Will Gould's done.
He's number 31. He's had 3 marks. He's had 4 handballs and 3 kicks. So making himself useful and plentiful around the oval, that's for sure. The inside of the forward 50s for Glenelg were at 15 when we went into quarter time.
Right.
And they're only at 18 now. So they've only had 3 inside 50s this entire quarter, whereas Crows were at 10, and they are currently, just if I refresh it, they're probably at about 16, 17 now that they've just had that kick as well. So a massive difference there. Crows only having 10, now having 7 this quarter.
And just looking the faster side, and you can feel a little bit of the exasperation from the supporter base downstairs, who had lots of reasons to get ecstatic in the first quarter, but not so. ACH Group for over 65s. ACH Group, a non-profit community organisation providing services and opportunities for South Australians to live well when they age. And they are, of course, the naming rights sponsors now of this venue. And we're going to see a shot at goal in the right forward pocket from Luke Reynolds.
And that was a much better play by Glenelg as well. Moved it quickly, nice clean kicks, and straight into the hands of Reynolds.
Long way out. What's he going to do? Come on, Luke, what have you got for us?
Beautiful.
Luke hits the post, I think. I'll have to wait. No! Everything hit the post.
But the ball. Every other player but the ball.
That was a good kick.
Yeah, sharp angle, really nice kick.
So Luke Reynolds.
Left footer?
It was.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he was on his right side for it then.
It was like the goal in the grand final last year when West Coast kicked it with a minute to go on the boundary line. We all saw it, and that was a real roost from Reynolds and a steadier for Glenelg, who were 7-4-46 to Adelaide 5-5-35, and the game's gone up a notch.
Absolutely. It just keeps Glenelg that little bit more breathing space as they're heading towards the third quarter. Crows were within 1 goal. Now they've just stretched it out with that goal by Glenelg there. So tiny bit more breathing space for Glenelg.
Some of the Adelaide players, they're heavy hitters, starting to get a little bit more of the ball. Greenwood's one of them. His kick from half back. And Adelaide will come forward. Short pass on, across towards the centre of the ground, and it's marked there by Lachlan Scholl. Did you go ooh for a possible 50?
Yeah, I did, yeah. I thought it might have been the case, but I think the umpire saw that it was an accident.
Scholl in towards centre half forward. Ella Shulman, no. Greenwood. Well, did he have the ball when he was tackled? He might have been a little bit unlucky there. Ella Shulman's got it. He's going to have a ping. He goes one way, the other. He's still running in circles. He got out of trouble. He did that very well. He didn't actually kick the ball. It's Himmelberg! Not quite. Got himself up, and it's over the boundary line for a throw-in. It's like to see, a white dove fly in the air like Himmelberg down there.
I wonder is that his natural hair colour? Is it slightly
don't know.
dyed? It's just so white.
It is, isn't it? It's good.
It's almost Scandinavian.
I was going to say Swedish.
Same.
Absolute. Chance now for Glenelg at half back towards the boundary line. Now, is there a mark out there, or has it gone over the line? I think it's gone over. I'm going to wait and see. No? I'm just not sure. I have to wait and see what the umpire has to do. Umpires tonight, Mitchell Harris, Shane's son. Oh, there's a leap
fly.
too in the middle. Aaron Bennett and Theron Philp.
That was a big leap.
Good leap, yeah. Were you a screaming person, were you? A screamer?
I'm not a screamer, I'm a...
Oh, yeah. I think I understand what that
I'm
means.
a 40-year-old mum watching a child play footy, and every time they get in a
okay.
contest, I go...
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like to clarify for the people who don't know me,
okay.
I'm not 40 years old.
No, that's okay. You can get yourself out of that little issue. There's a 50-metre penalty. Now, if you get a 50-metre penalty, the last thing you want to do is run past and knock the bloke over who's knocked you over. So, fortune favours. And Glenelg make a movement down the line. Halfback, we're getting very close to half-time. 7-4 to 5-5. Oh, that's a bit of an ordinary kick, I reckon. Straight up in the air, back towards centre wing. Kicked off the ground by Costa. And it's over for a boundary throw-in. So last touch. And it'll go to number 51 for Adelaide. That's Latchford. His kick's all right. Greenwood gets another stat. Close to the man on the mark. He's given that a thump. Kick towards centre half forward. Off the hands of the pack. Hand pass out of the pack is good to Jontyberg. Sharonberg hand pass over the top. Neatly done to Chalmers. Chalmers watches for Joseph. Joseph got rid of it very well. McBean's down there. He flicked the ball back towards the run provided by his teammate Nicholson. It's going to be kicked across towards where it bounces back to Nicholson, who lost it. Big chance for Adelaide. Real chance for Adelaide. In attack they go through Stenglen. In towards the forward pocket. His kick was poor and it's gone over for a throw-in.
Yeah, the missed kick has definitely allowed Glenelg to get back into the back lines and catch their breath a little bit and man up. They were on a roll there and then just missed up those handballs in the middle and coughed it up.
They're very close to half-time. Glenelg led at one stage 6 goals to 2. That deficit has been cut back substantially close to half-time. And it's Joseph who's been one of the busy players. In short, he's dabbed the ball towards Tim Shott. And Shott, he goes wide towards the half-back line. They know, Ali, now about how long to go. We don't. Well, they've gone nearly 27 minutes. We've only had 5 goals in the quarter, so you wouldn't think there'd be that long to go.
No, absolutely. And Glenelg would just be trying to maintain possession when they do have it and slow up that game, because they don't want, the last thing they would want is Adelaide to get a goal now. They want to maintain this slight lead they have and a bit of momentum heading into the next half of footy.
Now the big bean has dropped the mark. I think he cooked that one before he flicked the stove on. And he's running back in towards full forward.
He cooked that one before he flicked the stove on.
Well, you get the idea, don't you?
Do you know the Honey Badger, the NRL player?
Yes, I do.
You and him should have a competition for like weird puns that you grew up with.
No,
weird sayings.
I'll tell you something about that at half-time. And as we're going to see a bit of a scramble and nothing happening. A couple of weeks ago, I got a piece of advice and I thought it's the best piece of advice that I've received in a long time of broadcasting. I really mean it. And I'll give you that after the half-time break.
Oh, stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen.
No, because there's going to be a score here. I just get the feeling with Jesse White taking the free kick. White came with a big reputation.
That's a big kick. Oh, he'll do it though. Siren's gone. He'll line up. Do you reckon he's got the distance?
No. Next question?
I was going to say, do you reckon he has the accuracy?
No.
So you don't reckon he has the accuracy or distance? I reckon he'll kick straight. I just don't think he'll make the distance.
Okay. Right, I'm just writing down what you said.
I'm writing down what you said. I don't know this best piece of advice.
Jesse.
Hey, he's gone torpy. All right,
out on the
accuracy is off, and so was the distance. So Peter Walsh wins
No.
this round.
No. That was...
That's all right. I'm gracious in defeat, Peter. That's all right. You can have this one.
Well, let's talk to our listeners now on digital past coverage of the SANFL Super League. And just disturbing a little bit that Motlop's just walking off the interchange bench. He doesn't appear to be injured in any way, but he hasn't troubled our statsmen all that often. Well, let's give you the scores. Half-time. This is round 2. It's Friday the 5th of April. Glenelg 7-4-46 to Adelaide. For over 65 years, ACH Group, and now for the community organisation has been providing service and opportunities for South Australians to live well as they age. From health and wellbeing services in homes, they help to get you sorted for retirement living and residential care. ACH Group supports people to live a good life. I was going to say, and you could almost be guaranteed that where you're living, you'd get the occasional visit from Villies and they'd bring you a pie.
I'd hope so, or a chocky donut, wouldn't say no.
Okay.
I have just had an Instagram message from the photographer at this stadium today, Deb. Shout out to Deb, she does a lot of the photos, and she has just confirmed that number 19 is Matthew Wright, and he is in fact the Adelaide captain.
He is, yeah.
So, thank you, Deb, for confirming that one for us. He is number 19.
Thank you, Deb. You're a star. Total confusion at the start too, because in the program he was number 60 and then they said change it to 61. Well, we know he's number 19 and we reckon he's kicked 3 goals now, and Paholke has kicked 1.
There we go, confirmed.
Half of the game to go. Who'll win from here?
Big
Be
call.
strong.
Oh, I'm going to back the home side.
Okay. Well, I know as Motlop gets in there, he hasn't seen much of the ball. And he's not going to get near it now because that's Paholke, who slams the ball down the ground. That's a fine grab taken in defence by Max Proud. Proud kicks wide towards the half-back line, clears the pack, and it goes over the line before Jordan Gallucci can get the ball.
It's a good name to say, isn't it? Gallucci.
There's some good names. There's one here that I want too, and that is
McBean.
the guy from comes from Launceston.
Oh, okay.
And it's one of the old Harry the Hyphens. Takes a long time to say it, but you have to. Someone like a David Rees-Jones or Simon Minton Connell or those sorts of names.
Yes.
Kick. Hunter in towards full forward. Oh, almost the mark coming up. Getting near the contest there was Stengel. Couldn't hold the mark. Kicked into full forward. There's the blonde bombshell, but it's off his fingertips. That, of course, I'm referring to down there as Elliot Himmelberg. And there'll be a throw in. Third quarter action. Coming to you via digital pass. This is round 2 of the SANFL Super League. Off hands.
Oh.
Umpire saying no, that's Paholke, tried to keep running. He got up, went back in after it, as did Stengel. Cleared back towards the centre of the ground. Now, there's nobody further downfield, then it's going to go not over the line. Hunter gets a hand pass. Adelaide attempt to go forward, and there is a free kick.
Yep, to Glenelg for holding.
And the short pass is on, and the mark is taken over there by Jonty Scharenberg. Now, what was that sort of a kick, Jonty? What was that called? It was a bad kick too. Picked up by McHenry. McHenry in towards centre half forward. Joseph does well to knock the ball away. He's had a busy day. Goes in, lays the tackle. It's a loose ball. It then spits out towards the boundary line. Gallucci's there. Gallucci's got it. Gallucci's legs are pumping. Kicks towards Himmelberg, who's from behind. And it's a good grab in defence. Short pass goes across the face of the goal front. And it's marked by Nicholson. Crows. Adelaide putting on some pressure in the early part of this particular quarter, Ali.
Yeah, they've started strong. It's been in their forward 50 pretty much the entire time. Glenelg have a very strong defence. They're under a lot of pressure, as I said. It's been down here the whole time, but they managed to get it out. It seems to crumble as we hit the centre line here. So I just think that Glenelg need to work on how they work it forward after they get it out of defence, because their defence is doing well. It's just not working for them.
Alice Yeoman was almost ready to take the ball, but it bounced away from him and is over for a throw in. So third quarter action. Good night too. You can't believe this weather. Now I've got a very important question for you too in a sec.
Please.
Don't let me forget this one. Throw in. And it's going to be knocked back towards the boundary line. Kick towards full forward. Himmelberg gets up, can't take the mark. And the hand pass goes to Joseph. Joseph does well. Knocks it on towards Curran. Missed. And Adelaide will come back through the agency there of number 38 for Adelaide, who kicked it strongly to Scholl. And Scholl's kick was okay.
Stengel, I think, who's going to have a shot
Little
for
fella
goal.
there. He's not much of him too, but he's got about the... Oh, it's Galucci.
That's Stengel.
What's that?
Who's kicking the goal?
Here.
Yeah, number 17.
Oh, it's 17, is it? Sorry,
Yeah.
I thought it was 7.
No, it's number 17. That's Stengel.
Let's have a
Tyson.
look. Now he comes in to shoot for goal. Close to the man on the mark. Oh, he's missed it, I think, or
No.
has he?
No.
No, he's happy. It's a goal. It's through. So the first goal of this third term off the boot of Tyson Stengel, who last week kicked 4 goals. And Adelaide, not just creeping back into this game, they are storming back into this game now. They're 6-5-41 to Glenelg 7-4-46. In this third quarter now, we've gone some 6 minutes, and the momentum is certainly with Adelaide.
Absolutely. I think Glenelg really need to work on how they're getting it through their midfield from the backline kick-ins, and then they also just need to work on winning these hit-outs and then moving forward. Because once they've got it in their forward 50, I think Glenelg do a really good job of holding it in there. It's just this centre bit that they're struggling with and need to push it forward like they are right now, which is great to see.
Well, we haven't seen too much of the ball in the forward line for Glenelg. It is at the moment, but it's knocked over the boundary line for a throw-in. I just looked too at someone that we enjoyed calling last week, and that was Finn Betterman. I don't think I've called him tonight at all on the wing for Glenelg. And a lot of their players, Ali, who were really producing, particularly in the first quarter and a bit, not there at the moment. McBean's going to go in as that boundary throw-in fell very much shy of the mark, and because that's the case, it'll be Adelaide who'll clear back towards the centre wing. Craig's got to go there, and that's the former skipper Bradley. Bradley across the ground. Curran gets across to give him some support, but they'll go forward there. Nicholson's kicking towards centre half forward. McBean couldn't take the grab. It's close to going out of bounds, or Scott picks it up in the forward pocket and he kicks it over the line for a throw in. So Adelaide with the answers at the moment. They're 6-5-41, Glenelg 7-4-46, 5 points the difference, nearly 7 minutes gone in this third quarter.
Yeah, it's an important quarter for both teams. Crows obviously wanting to shorten the gap and Glenelg wanting to extend it.
Now, there's a play on attempted, which goes unstuck, which means that'll be, I think, Motlop, who had a kick towards full forward.
Oh.
It's kicked off the ground and through for a goal. Is it not McBean again?
Yeah, it is.
McBean has kicked his 5th. Well, he's an I've been everywhere, man. And that fortuitously gives Glenelg a goal, and they move to 8-4-52. Adelaide 6-5-41. Not sure how they managed to get a goal out of that.
Neither. Still scrappy play. I'm not impressed with the scrappy play. It was another cheap goal off the ground, but it all counts and it's extending that lead. But it would be nice to see a bit more clean footy. There's lots of missed targets and a few inaccurate handballs going on. So I think both teams just need to reset a little bit and hopefully tidy up the game in general.
We should also mention, Ali, too, we're sitting up in the grandstand, and the only time that I was out was just as I arrived at the ground. I look across to my right, and there's a bit of breeze favouring what Glenelg is kicking to as they go forward towards half forward. McBean's got it again. He goes for the hand pass close to it going over the boundary line now. It's taken over, and there'll be a throw in. So all I can go with is not anything to do with, say, a windsock, just those trees to the right there that look as if they're bouncing around.
Picked up a little bit, yeah, absolutely.
Boundary throw in.
Do you know what McBean, do you know why he's getting these kicks? Is because he's really good at being front and centre during a contest. So someone else is going up from his team and he's that front and centre option that it comes down to, and then he's disposing of it really well.
Now Wright takes the mark and gets meterage. He's the captain of this team. Decides to play on, and he's kicked to Paholke, who went without it. Not going without it was Motlop in there. That was his teammate Agnew. Knocked it across towards Sharon Berg into full forward. That was Motlop. Down on confidence. Just hasn't been able to grab the football and do the right things with it. as we see, is a mark to be paid there, and Brad Agnew coming from behind there, not being pinged. Here's a chance now for Curran. Curran taken to ground. There'll be a scramble and there will be a toss in the air. What are we up to? 6-5-41 Adelaide. Glenelg 8-4-52. In the third term, we've gone about 9 minutes. Ball tossed in the air. Running free. Hunter is kicking towards the forward pocket. Careful is the call there for Max Proud. He does it well. Gets it across towards teammate there on the run is Gould. Gould's kick was good. Not do much better than that. Across the ground, marked there by his teammate in Agnew. Across towards the true centre wing position. Kick into full forward, and there's a free kick for a push in the back. And I reckon that's your mate down there, Josh Scott, who might have it. They moved it well.
Oh, absolutely. As I said earlier, Glenelg's defensive plays really well. They're doing a little bit better in the past 5 minutes, working it through that centre into their forward lines. But it was that disconnect in the centre that was happening for Glenelg earlier on in the game that was making it really hard to get to their forward 50. But the past 5 minutes and passages of play that are happening have been a lot better and are working a lot better for Glenelg, and here we are.
Scott right on 50. He's kicked that a long way.
Wow.
A long way in towards full forward. McBean flew high from behind. Touched it off his fingers. It'll go back towards where he chases. He won't get near the contest. Adelaide players will in defence. Paholke's kick back towards the half-back line. Umpire says play on. Hand pass was all right. That came to number 51 in Latchford. He's kicked down the ground. There are two Glenelg players there. And Wright does the legging. Can't do that. And there'll be a free kick for a trip. You can get reported for that, can't you? For a trip.
Oh, can you?
Yeah,
actually,
I
think if it's done really deliberately, I think that was more of a slide of the hand that ended up going down and caused the trip. I don't think it was intentional. It's just unlucky.
It was good to stop him anyway. And yeah, there's a free kick downfield for a bit of untidy work off the ball. I haven't seen a lot of that. The game's been played in pretty good spirits, but you can't do that. You can't get away with it.
Yeah, that was a bit too late to the contest.
Curran half-back. Centre wing. Oh,
Great
there's
grab.
a good lab. Lukey Reynolds.
No, that's Agnew.
Is it?
Oh, no, it's not.
No,
It's Reynolds.
that's Lukey. He's kicked towards half forward. Who grabs it? There's a few free kicks being picked out. Here comes McBean. He doesn't look at the goals. He goes for the short pass in towards centre half forward, and he has to lumber back into where the ball is, and there'll be a bounce about. 30 out. This little passage of play being dominated by Glenelg, but not on the scoreboard. They've only kicked a goal, and Adelaide have kicked a goal. Some heavy work going on. No one can take it. A wild scrambled kick out of the pack, and I'm reckoning that was number 14. That was Brad McCarthy. He just threw it on the boot, and you couldn't say that he really worked out that Lockie Hosey was there, but Lockie Hosey is, and this makes it a very important shot.
Yeah, absolutely. Take his time and hopefully slot this one through for Glenelg. They really helped their lead.
Lockie. Goal to Lockie. You know, when we broadcast here, I've got a suggestion, okay? I'll just get the score. 9-4-58 to Adelaide 6-5-41. People who live near the ground, they should have their digital pass subscription. They should be watching if they're not here. And when a goal's scored, they should turn their lights on. Would that work?
I'm not sure. I mean, what would the impact do? Just so we know people are listening.
But it'd be more support for Glenelg. You know, the people.
But they wouldn't see it from down that level. We can see it from up here because we're above everyone.
So you don't like my idea?
I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm just giving you constructive feedback.
Is that what it is? Quite hurt now. Greenwood to Alice Yeoman out of the middle. Adelaide need to get a goal back. Oh, there's a push. No, I thought it might have been a little push in the back. Not so. Motlop marks. Centre wing. He gets some Bronx cheers. He goes in short. That's all right. he's got to find Corey Gregson, another one that last week he played pretty well, Gregson.
Yeah, absolutely. Gregson played really well last week. So did Betterman, Chalmers and Scott. All played great. Scott has been up and about a bit for Glenelg today, but really McBean has been everywhere. Aaron Joseph has been everywhere, and Agnew.
Yes.
They've probably been the top three for Glenelg. Oh, that's my personal opinion.
That's all right. Well, you've got to pick the 3, 2 and 1s. This will be a big responsibility for you as we see the ball into full forward. Himmelberg gets up. He flew. But it's touched off fingers and goes through for a behind. So we've gone almost 15 minutes of this third term. Glenelg 9-4-58. Adelaide 6-6-42. These two sides building on the tradition, with Adelaide only coming into the competition in '94. And last year it was a poor year, and that year before they played in finals, and they looked like they could just about win it the way they played the first two weekends of finals, but no good last week. No good.
No.
Last year, I should say. Trundling after the ball out there, Strawn at centre wing. Adelaide the chance to come forward. The kick is good to Greenwood. Greenwood flicks the ball back into the centre. Kick to half forward is not that good. Himmelberg comes in. No, there's a bit of head-high contact. Alice Yolman gets up and says, do we do the barn dance or do we get on with the football? I think it's the latter. Free kick, Gregson. What are we up to? Nearly 16 minutes gone. Still a close game. Gregson. Magnificent kick. Went almost about 50 metres, I'd suggest. And passes on. Scott. Short pass is good. Reynolds comes out and it slaps into his stomach and he hugs the ball and he'll turn around and have a shot at goal.
Almost dead in front, probably 20 metres out, 25 metres.
Good pass, wasn't it?
Oh, fantastic kick. Great vision. Snap that kick around straight to the top of the square, and credit to Reynolds, really good lead. Great presentation, just a good 3 metres away.
Reynolds kicks his second, and Glenelg get a little bit of a buffer now. They kicked 3 goals to 1 in this term. It's 10-4-64 to 6-6-42. But it's the sort of game, I just have this funny feeling like last week. All right, they've 3 or 4 goals in front. But Adelaide more than competent of being able to kick a flurry of goals, a flurry in a hurry, but they've got to do it, haven't they? Yeah,
definitely. It is concerning last week, obviously, that Glenelg were at a similar pace with their lead last week and ended up losing the game. But it'd be good to see them hold on and try win this game. But Adelaide definitely will come out firing and try and finish the quarter or the game off as best they can.
Next week, Glenelg play South Adelaide. And the Eagles play Adelaide. You start to get a feel for what's happening when you've probably played 5 rounds, so you get an indication as to who's doing what. Motlop runs around in circles, gets caught with the ball, got rid of it to Joseph, didn't go too far. There's a bit of courage being displayed by all and sundry. Bradley eventually kicks it from half-back back to the centre of the ground. Now we have there, it's Scholl who had it, but then too long. Scott's got it again. He dabs the ball around towards centre wing. And we just got to use it and get that long kick in. Here's the long kick. That is a long kick, all right. McBean. No, it's away from him. How far did that go? 50?
That went a long way. And it was handy because, last touch rule actually, so it's not that handy. I take that comment back.
It's still a long kick though. It's a good one. Now, short pass from defence. Almost marked there by Gallucci. It wasn't. Adelaide have numbers in the middle of the ground, but over the top. There's a coat hanger running through. Was Betterman. We hadn't called him. We did then because he's just screwing his head back on. He's in the middle, and there's only 4 players behind him. And Betterman kicks it long in towards the half-forward line, and it's whacked over the boundary line. A few oohs and ahs from the crowd with a leap or so.
Yeah, absolutely. Big leap there by Hosey.
Now, Andy Otten. Again, you're looking for players for Adelaide who might be on the cusp of selection if there is a spot. Otten's another one. I don't know if we've called him all that
I was about to say,
times.
Otten, I'm not sure if he's done much tonight, but definitely one of those players that is on the cusp. That's a miss kick. There's been a lot of miss kicks tonight, a lot of inefficiency, especially through that centre, but not sure if it's more dewy out there than we are aware of.
No. 19 minutes gone in the term, and as you say, like Aaron kicks, shots got it now. He'll go the short pass, and this will be Chalmers. Now Chalmers is going to go for the short pass down the ground now. That's probably as good a kick as you'd get. Hosey turns around, kicks along towards full forward, does the bouncing towards the boundary line, and it's taken over for a throw in. 10-4 to 6-6, 64 to 42. Don't forget our full coverage of all the games tomorrow. Digital pass on Statewide Super League. McBean from behind. Waits for it. Oh, he almost put his boot to it. Looked as if he could have
thought about it.
Another kick then. Now there's a free kick.
Jeepers, that is unlucky.
Well, all I heard was some hooray, yippee-doo, and let's spill some beer out of the plastic cups, and that's what happened. Now, Max Proud, the defender for Glenelg, wearing number 19. And McBean has the free kick. And can you do me a favour, please? Can you check on Max Proud?
He has had 3 marks, 1 handball and 5 kicks, so...
Thank you.
Doing his fair share back there.
Here's McBean directly in front.
4 is 6.
He comes in and he kicks a goal. Could I please, Ali Evans, have the stats on Mr. Bean, if you don't mind. 11-4-70. That's Glenelg. Adelaide 6-6-42. 21 minutes gone in the term. My name is Liam McBean. Talk to me.
Liam McBean, he has had 6 goals, 6 kicks, 1 handball and 3 marks. It's a lot of goals.
That is, that's conversion at its very best. This is a part of the game where Glenelg is seizing a distinct advantage, but if you're an Adelaide supporter, don't go home yet. If you're watching our digital pass coverage, well, stay watching because Adelaide can fight back. They have to.
Adelaide are still winning the hitouts by a huge margin, 30-12.
30-12?
Yeah, so, and their clearances, Adelaide are also winning 26-17. And that's the area, that's that centre midfield that really needs work from Glenelg. The defence for Glenelg are doing great, and so are the forward line once it's down there. It's just, there's a bit of a break in that centre midfield.
Well, Boyce got the kick across the ground, and it just wasn't good enough. And here comes Andrew. Excuse me, Andrew Bradley. The big call of holding the ball is not recognised by the umpires. Motlock's hand pass was all right. Costa finishes up with it. It came from shot to Foster. Into half forward. White will go over the hand pass. Now you're on. Kick it goal is through for a goal.
Fantastic
and I reckon
play.
That's little Gregson who finished up kicking that goal. How good was that?
Yeah, great ball movement by Glenelg. Really, really good composure. It wasn't easy kicks. They were under pressure by Adelaide, who were running hard after them, but good composure and managed to convert.
And just before, Ali, before the Crows had the Adelaide had the ball, they were sweeping down the ground. One errant kick, and the whole game turned, and the whole game went belly up for Adelaide in that little stanza.
Absolutely, and that bad kick was due to the fact that he almost got tackled, and the Glenelg player had enough forward pressure to just obviously tap his foot in an attempt to tackle, and it caused enough pressure to fumble that ball and make a missed kick, which then allowed the defence to get it back up the other end.
How often do we say pressure?
I mean, often.
Yep.
Oh,
good knock grab. Reynolds it was who
good
got to
knock
his
grab.
feet. He still got it. He could kick it from here. On the left boot, he could kick it from here. He could kick it from here, hits the post. The old left footer, you're never sure as to what they can do. First behind for the quarter for Glenelg.
Don't think he was going for a goal.
No.
Just happened to mosey on that way.
He did. 12-5-77, 6-6-42, 24 minutes. What do you do if you're Pete Uni, the coach of Adelaide?
I don't know. Talk about kicking efficiency at training next week, because I would love to know the stat on that. They just seem to have missed a lot of targets tonight, the Adelaide Crows.
And they may have lost the ball game now. That's a margin of 35 points.
You are good at maths, no matter what they say.
Thank you for that. Yeah, I just sort of,
You just plot away there, don't you? Just quietly doing those fingers.
This is a big result. A very, very big result for Glenelg to win this game, because, as I said, they play South next week. Adelaide play the Eagles.
If Glenelg were able to pull away with a win here, that's 2 really good games. I know they lost last week, but they're really, if, Crows beat Sturt, and Sturt are one of the top tier teams as well.
Yep.
And then Norwood being a top tier team. There's another inefficient kick just to add to the list. Glenelg are really trying to cement themselves as one of those top tier players.
True.
Teams.
Agnews kicked a half forward, and here we go. Let's climb into the front seat of that truck, put it into full throttle, and how about that for a smash of bodies? Everybody okay?
Is everybody okay with the metaphors that are happening or not?
Comes right.
They're hard to keep up with. Peter's trying to talk.
That kick is good. From half-back, he just chipped it around towards half-forward. McHenry marks, and McHenry's kick. Now, that's where it's disappointing, because there's some form of momentum that Adelaide have at half-back, and all of a sudden it's lost because of a poor kick.
Just, again, another one to add to the list for the Adelaide Crows.
Yeah, they've got some, well, not just the one game, but they'd be disappointed so far. If the game's not over...
No.
Nearly three-quarter time, but it'd have to be something extraordinary. There's a push in the back.
He actually touched that, so I thought that would have counted.
He's agreeing with you there. He's saying to the umpire, "You can't be serious, umpire."
He got a fist in, so I think that should have been fair enough. But
well, Jesse White finishes up with the free kick and takes an eternity. Thumps the ball around towards the centre wing position. That's a good grab out there to Carl Nicholson.
Good courage.
It was. Long kick in towards full forward.
Oh.
Reynolds is not in the contest. The umpire
play.
Doesn't play the mark. Gregson turned around, and now there's a free kick over the shoulder. Is there? Let's have a look.
I should have seen that on the replay again. Oh, I guess it was touched. Jeepers, it was a good attempt at a mark.
It was a good attempt.
Looks like a mark to me.
Well, it'll be Adelaide to clear in defence, and this is where they've had problems. They've had the ball, but then a couple of errant kicks have caused mayhem. Latchford was one there. His kick around towards centre wing. And I'll tell you what, that's Bradley who marks, goes a short pass. That's Bradley who's got it now. And he's going to do what? They're spreading far and wide, and he's going to take his time. This is a confident Glenelg side now, as Bradley gets the ball back again.
Oh, he looked to switch it then, and then saw that there was no one there. Decided against the idea and is going to have to play on.
Time now, and virtually from a standing start, kicks in towards the half-forward line. White from the back, can't grab it. Well done, Joseph. There's the siren.
A welcome siren for the Adelaide Crows, I think.
5 goals won in that term. 12-5-77 Glenelg to Adelaide, who kicked 1 goal won. 6-6-42. The margin at halftime was 11 points. It's now 35 points. Strange thing about it is, still just give Adelaide a bit of a sniff. I don't know, but McBean 6, Reynolds 2, White, Costa, Hosey and Gregson all singles. Who are you smiling at? And we've got Adelaide with Wright 3, Paholke 1, Stengel 1 and Davis 1. That's just been confirmed on the screen now.
Excellent. We've had Glenelg with 53% of the possession now to Crows 47. kicks 176 to Glenelg to 100.
Your Holden dealer at the Bay, Bone Timber, providing quality timber since 1919, a fifth-generation family business. Villy's Family Bakery, celebrating 50 years in business. Taste the difference.
I will.
You'll do that. And Telstra Store in Glenelg, your local destination for all your technical needs. And if you're down this way, and I live in this area, just cruise down Jetty Road, just have a look here and have a look there, and yeah, have a coffee here and pie there, and
absolutely
go for a swim and do all that sort of stuff.
During summer, although you'd probably go out in winter because you like to wear your shorts everywhere.
Oh, I've got this pair that oh no, I can't tell you that. I found another pair. It's just unbelievable. I'm so excited.
Wear them next week. Can't wait. I hope they match your Hawaiian shirts. I hope they're that colourful.
I won't be disappointing you.
If I could paint a picture for you, for the audience every week of the colourfulness of your shirts.
Here we go. 12.577. Adelaide 6.642. Peter Walsh and Ellie Evans. Do you give Adelaide a chance?
No.
No. Okay.
Oh, that was brutal.
No, that's fair enough. I tend to agree with you as McCarthy kicks Glenelg into attack right from the start of this quarter. Rushing out there is
Scott.
Josh Scott, who just
through.
keeps on going.
Steamroller.
Oh, he was good. You do that, and now White's going to be on the end of a chip, which is good. Not a chip, yep. He goes, bang. He's kicked that 50 in towards McBean, who had his hands on it. Rushes back in, can't pick it up. They fall over. Himmelberg, hand pass all right. Adelaide get it out of trouble temporarily, back into the centre. Bounces clear. Who's going to grab it down there? There's a bit of a scramble. Oh, a good hand pass comes out of the back to Shot. Shot gets to centre wing. Mark missed by Close. Close got a hand pass which was quick. Gregson's kick. McBean looking for a free kick which won't be there.
No, that was just good body.
It was good body, wasn't it? Yeah, that was good play down there. That was, let's have a look. Fogarty. He's another one that when you talk about Adelaide, someone who is mentioned as being in dispatches. If he's not too far away from being in the top 23, that's what your own is for. As Joseph comes out and marks splendidly, be hard not to put him in your best. I'm just giving you a few hints now.
That's all right, I already had him. Already had him as one of my favourites tonight.
He's done well, hasn't he?
He's been very consistent back there in defence.
He kicks
Great
long towards the centre wing. That's a good grab. That's Jesse White out there. Had he hurt himself? I think he might have.
Hit the ground a little too hard.
I think, yeah, he's on his knees. Now, they won't continue play. Or will they? Yes, they will. He's up. He gave it to Motlop. Motlop down the ground into towards centre half forward. Bounces. Push in the back. That'll go against Close. He just got climbed all over his Adelaide opponent. And the Adelaide opponent down there was Scholl. Oh, kick away is poor. Kick back to centre half forward. Dear, dear, dear. Corey Gregson takes an easy mark. What is going on out there in defence for Adelaide?
I don't know. That's why I said before. I'm not sure if it's dewier than we think it is. There's been a lot of missed grabs, missed marks, I should say, and a lot of inaccurate kicking. But that was another one that could potentially cost the Crows another goal.
Gregson. He's kicked one. And he's got to be a chance at 45. He's kicked. Oh, it's a funny old kick, although, the big man has got the mark. Don't tell me. Yes, it is. Macca. One with a lot. Macca. How many beans in Macca tonight? He's kicked 6. Can you believe? How many times have you seen someone kick more than 6 at SANFL level?
Almost as many times as I hear your puns.
He's going to turn around now and he's going to walk in and he kicks a goal.
His 7th. Goodness.
The hardest thing is that they'll probably want to carry him off at the end of the game. You won't be able to do that. He's 202 centimetres.
His legs would drag across the ground.
He weighs 108 kilos.
Yeah, well, I would too if I weighed 200. If I was 200 centimetres.
He, of course, because he kicks the first goal of the quarter, the acknowledgements come from the sponsors of the first goal of a quarter, Bone Timber, providing quality timber since 1919, a fifth-generation family business. And I reckon if he went into bone timber, they'd give him a free hammer.
Oh, free hammer.
I'd have to do something like that.
Or, as you said earlier, make a door that fits him.
7 goals. And he gets shoved out of a marking contest, and that's all right. Glenelg in control, Ella Shellman, who's done a few things, but I don't know if he can squeeze into a vote. I wonder if anybody who hasn't kicked 7 could get the 3 votes, Ellie. We'll wait on that one. We'll just have to wait. Here's a chance for Ella Shellman. Oh, he ran into trouble. He's gone.
That's got to be Bowl. Ran straight into trouble.
Just the frustrations. And I admit, we try and call the game and we try and be fair. It's just Adelaide disappointing in so many ways. Joseph took a mark and, well, he was knocked to the ground. Maybe I thought there might have been some meterage. Not the case. 13-5-83 to 6-6-42.
Quick, how many points is that?
What's that? How many in the difference? 41.
Look at you go. Still on it, ladies and gentlemen. It's okay. We're still functioning up here.
It's not cold tonight.
No.
No. And Glenelg, this is good for Glenelg, all right. This will be really, that's a good grab out there too. That's number 45. That's Carl Nicholson.
Pretty much ruins my theory on the dewiness, doesn't it? With that mark.
Anzac Highway, that'll just be bubbling tonight on the way home. It will be out of control. Car horns, the whole lot.
Yeah. Never been back to the highway after a Glenelg game, so I will take your word for it.
Well, I've got a good friend of mine, the neighbour, and he just loves footy, and he's loving this. He's loving it, but unfortunately...
Oh, my goodness. Oh.
There's a bit of oohing and ahhing that Costa went across, and he... In effect, he said to the guy who had the ball to kick it, Brad Close, have a go. And Close was a little bit off skew. 13-5-83 makes it 13-6-84 to 6-6-42. Close. Steele, Motlop. Steele's kicked a full forward. Who's got it?
McBean.
Who's got it? What about that one, he says?
I think the new bet should be, will McBean finish with 10 goals?
See, I tell you what.
He's about to potentially kick his 9th. 8th? 8th.
Yeah. I don't think I've called many football games when someone's kicked 10 goals. And look, the way he's played tonight, he's kicked them in all sorts of various ways. He's gone back 30 metres. He's directly in front.
Where's he come from? Has he always played for Glenelg?
No. Liam McBean on the march to shoot for goal. He kicked it! Liam McBean has kicked another one.
I'll have to tell my brother maybe to look out for that one when they play.
Well, that's now 14-6-90 to 6-6-42. This is extraordinary. Liam McBean has returned to the club after being overseas. Now, I'm sorry I can't tell you how long he was overseas, but he has, of course, been a Glenelg player, but he went overseas and he's come back and he's kicked.
Thank God for that.
Wow, this is something special. This 14-6 to 6-6.
Quick poll, Walshy. How many will he end up on? That's his 8th.
Oh, what have we
Do you
gone?
think
We've
he's
7.
got
Look, the ball's in attack
7 minutes.
again. Everyone will look for him. Everyone will look for him, I think. But, look.
Has he got one more left in him?
Oh, I'd like to see him kick 10 now. I'd love to
that
see
would be
him.
2 more. You're pushing it. No, don't ask for much, do you?
No, you see someone like that who... I remember seeing Jesse White play down here for the first time last year, Ellie, and I was just so excited to see him playing for Glenelg because of his background in the sport with other clubs.
Yeah.
And you like to see someone who will bring you to the football. And this bloke will. Yeah,
absolutely. I think the fans will be walking out with a number 1 Guernsey.
Yep. And Andy Otten's got him. Now, Andy Otten's no mug, you know. Andy Otten plays the game at the highest level.
Supposedly, yeah.
Yeah. Now, chance for Motlop. Motlop's quick. McBean wants it. He taps it out to the big fella. Motlop tried to kick it off the ground. He over-finessed. McBean goes in and lays a good tackle. Play on, still the call. Now McBean on the left boot. Unselfish.
Good team footy.
It was. Luke Reynolds was there. And McBean running on the non-preferred left boot. Hooked it back.
He thought, I've got 8, mate. Have a shot.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Marked by Reynolds, who has kicked 2. And after half-time, 7 goals to 1. This has been a shellacking.
It has been. Oh.
Reynolds' kickers are behind.
Do you know what's fun? Watching all the kids try and mark the ball over the line, over the fence.
Does it come back all the time, the ball?
I think they are. They seem to be pretty honest about it.
Yeah. So that's a behind. 14-7.
That is a poor
91. That's disappointing for all and sundry. He's got it. No. Umpire said play on.
Unlucky.
Thought he had it picked up by Sharon Berg into full forward. It doesn't matter.
Oh, he's played on.
And the kick is a goal to Josh Scott, who didn't bother. And the disappointment there was there was no pressure. No pressure at all. Josh Scott kicked the goal. And now the Adelaide players are talking amongst each other, but no pressure.
No, it was a missed kick by the Crows in the first place. And then when they miskicked it and the Glenelg player attempted a mark, it was called play on. And then Glenelg got it again, kicked it up. It had so much time to think about it. Still an uncontested mark for the Glenelg. Was it Scott who marked it?
Yes.
Scott got it. And then they fell asleep and just let him turn around and kick it.
Gee, I'll tell
no
you
pressure.
What, Heath Uni, after last week's performance, 14-9-93 to Sturt 8-13-61, he would have been pretty chuffed about that start to the season.
Completely different team out
This has been a very disappointing performance as Greenwood out of the middle kicks Adelaide in towards their half-forward line. They've struggled to do anything.
First time in the forward this quarter, I reckon.
Polk is waiting for it to come in his direction. It does. He swings the ball in towards full forward. Himmelberg, no, it's bounced away and it will be a throw-in. Nothing on the scoreboard for Adelaide this quarter. Glenelg in the third term kicked 5 goals 1 to 1 goal 1. And this term, it's 2 goals 2 to a big fat duck egg. Here's Costa. Ooh. Now that wasn't the way to go in terms of a hand pass. That set him up and the young kid couldn't get rid of it. And it's an Adelaide ball out of the middle.
Just waiting for
what
the
sort
kick.
of a kick was that?
There it is.
Nicholson. Now the kick is long and strong. Leaping high there was Reynolds in front. Lays the tackle. Here's some run there. We haven't seen a lot of it in defence throughout the day. That one was from Latchford in towards the forward pocket, but Glenelg attempt to knock it back. Here comes Greenwood again. Greenwood on the left boot into the forward pocket, and guess who? We haven't seen him take a grab. Himmelberg gets across to take the mark. And let's have a look. He's on a slight angle, but only about 40 metres out from goal.
Yeah. I would say I back him, but I've actually never seen him. I've never seen him kick.
No. Well, he hasn't had too many tonight, has he?
So, no. I'm unsure. I have no opinion.
Oh, okay. Well, Himmelberg, number 34 for Adelaide. We have a perfect position as he comes in. And his kick is nothing like our position. It was a horror.
His kick is a metaphor for the Crows' entire game.
That was so bad.
Oh, that's good running, though, whoever was that.
That is so bad when you have a kick like that and when the confidence is dissipating completely. Good knock on there by Costa. A kick out of the pack into towards centre-half forward. No grab. Hand pass, and now there will be a shot on goal and a goal kicked by Patrick Wilson for Adelaide. Their first score, Ali, in this quarter, and just their second score of a goal in the second half. I'll give you the score and I'll get you to give me some thoughts, please. 15-7, 97. That's Glenelg to 7 goals, 6:48. That is Adelaide.
So it took them 13 minutes to even get a score on the board this quarter, and as you said, it's only their second score of this half. So it's been a pretty disappointing game for the Adelaide Crows. I think they've got lots to work on, but on the opposite side of that is Glenelg having a terrific game. They're playing some really good footy. There's been a little bit of inaccuracy and some poor kicking by Glenelg too, but can't pick on them too much. They're definitely working the ball well. They've always well, this season, the past 2 games, they've had really good run and support the entire game.
Well, I'd say the gathering to our right, there should be the chant for Mr. Bean. They should be getting involved, giving him the raucous cheers because he sits on 8 goals. And we are 14 minutes into the term, so there's a bit that could happen. I don't think that Adelaide would want it to happen, but there's still certainly, there's a small crowd out there underneath the scoreboard, which is Live Well As You Age with ACH Group. And we see hand pass. Davis, who kicked a goal earlier on, is now kicked 2. So Adelaide 2 goals in a short period of time. Ben Davis kicks his second, 1 in the first and 1 in the last. And Adelaide looking as if they're trying to make their score somewhat respectable. They lose to 8-6-54. Glenelg 15-7-97. 15 minutes gone. So probably got about 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, I guess it's something, I don't want to see Glenelg drop off now, even though they do have a very decent lead. I want them to maintain that lead and maintain the professionalism and maintain the intensity around the ball for the rest of the quarter, just to prove that they can do it. I think if you practice slacking off, it becomes a habit in the end of the game. So I think they should try and maintain their intensity and professionalism and finish off the quarter as best they can.
McBean's on the ball for Glenelg. He didn't win the tap away. Adelaide to come forward towards half forward. Courage. Umpire paying the mark, I think so. Yeah. Gregson at halfback for Glenelg. Remembering Partington out tonight. Big loss. We liked the way he played last week. Hamstring strains. Kick to half forward. Almost to grab Scott. Not quite. Goes in after Alice Yeoman. Takes it off him. Good stuff. Then he's tackled well, and they just say, how you going down there, big fella? I'll come in and see if I can speak soft words of something in your ear hole. They just got a little bit up close and personal, but nothing more. Motlop gets across and tells people to move it. Did you do that when you were playing? Did you get angry?
I'm not an angry player, but I do like to give a bit of a push and a shove, but I'm definitely not an angry player, no.
Alice Yeoman kicks back towards centre half forward. It bounces well. Rushing back is Betterman. It's getting close towards the boundary line. Will it be tapped over? And no, there's a free kick for a push, is there? Trying to work out which umpire's paid it. Yeah, what's going on here?
I think it's a trip.
Looks like a Adelaide kick.
Yeah.
Now that's our mate down there in Paholke. Yes, that's him. Now has the chance to kick the 3rd goal in a row for Adelaide as we get to the score, which is 7. 43 points the difference. Well, they've kicked the last 2. Paholke travels well, all right. He's kicked it. 3 goals in 3 minutes. Is there an issue with palpitation at this time?
Not palpitation. However, if they keep that rate up, we are definitely, Glenelg are definitely going to have to do some reshuffling. But at this stage, I think Glenelg just need to, as I said before, maintain the intensity they've had, especially in the 3rd quarter, and maintain the fact that they want to extend the lead and push forward and try to get into the attacking 50. At the moment, they're playing a bit defensive and a bit on the back foot, so we just need to pick it up again.
Interesting that Reynolds is staying at full forward and McBean is on the ball. Reynolds, who kicks the ball such a long way, but he's down there at full forward, and McBean, who's kicked 8 goals, he was lining up to try and take the centre bounce as Costa attempts unsuccessfully to lay a tackle. It comes to half forward Adelaide with finesse and with the ball. And importantly, the kick taken by Boyle in towards half forward, but it's Glenelg will receive as I look through 53 panes of glass.
It's Curran who's got the ball right now.
Thank you. Curran, whose kick back towards the centre of the ground, tapped towards the boundary line, and over it goes for a throw in. 18 minutes, yep. 37 points the difference. For the game to be given Stoke the Bear, we need to have a goal from Adelaide now.
Yeah, absolutely. That would really shake things up in the last 10 minutes or 5 minutes of the game, however long is left.
Yep, and from that boundary throw-in or bounce, it's kicked forward there by Patrick Wilson, but it's over the boundary line. And the crowd pretty quiet as we see Liam McBean to attempt this boundary throw-in. He's going to go up against Paul Hunter. McBean with 8 goals. Have to get the record books out for our guys tomorrow. See what the best goal-scoring performance is by a Glenelg player. Hunter takes it out of the air, does well. His hand pass was a bit untidy, and it bounces over the line for a throw-in. Some champion players who played down here at Glenelg. I didn't see much of it because I wasn't here until when the AFL became, or the VFL became the AFL. Goal kickers, if you've got them in your team, Ali, you half a chance to get people to the football.
Absolutely.
No, it's a wobbly kick out of the middle. It's taken there by Latchford, who goes wide to Himmelberg, who's got the ball. He wants to get up and run. He doesn't. Clock says tick-tock, 37 minutes.
37?
37 points, I should say.
He meant 20 minutes.
This is going to be a pretty good result for Glenelg.
Oh,
It's only round 2, but...
We've got the player spotlight up. It's Liam McBean. No surprise there, although that is slightly wrong because it says 2 goals.
Probably in this quarter, I reckon it would be.
In this quarter.
Yeah, and he's trying to find out where he went overseas because he's come back playing pretty well, hasn't he?
Absolutely.
Close to a boundary line, no, close to over the white line for a behind.
Feeling refreshed.
Yeah, what do they call it? When you go away for a year? You know, if you want to give uni away
Go off
for
the
a year.
radar?
No, you, oh, I can't. You'll think of it. You'll think of it.
That's a lot of pressure.
9-7 to 6 to 15-7, 6 goals the difference. Sort of like you're having a break or something like that. Now we're moving. We're moving. Glenelg to half forward. Lockie Hosey runs through. He can run pretty quickly too. He knocks it on. Can he run? Can he run? He's kicked the ball over the boundary line. It took that 40 or 50 metres.
Yeah, a bit of soccer play.
Yeah, it was good.
Got way up the forward line. The Crows player was calling foul in the forward. It did come off the foot. I'm not sure if it went. He almost could have argued out in the full there. He did, but didn't win it.
Throw in. 6 goals the difference. 22 minutes gone, final term. Glenelg lead. And there will be another scramble. Men tonight who officiated, Mitchell Harris, recently. Of course, he's Shane's, the boss of the umpiring. That's Mitchell, Shane's dad. Shane does a mighty job getting the umpires sorted out each week. Aaron Bennett and Theron Philp. They are the 3 who've looked after proceedings in this game. As it'll be, Glenelg could come forward. Scott got rid of it. Hosey's there, couldn't knock it on. Pretty scrambly umpire watches, and still, here's a chance. Motlop kicks for goal. It's curling back. Otten gets back and takes the grab. Last line of defence. 15-7, 97, 9-7, 61. 6 goals the difference.
Another missed kick, although they've ended up with possession again. Spin down the Glenelg end, inside 50 for the past 5 minutes, and they're going to maintain it down there again.
Yeah, they do it neatly. They do it very neatly. A good grab, close. Kicks towards full forward. McBean's down there, but there's a free kick, and that'll go. It'll either go to Otten or I think down there Fogarty. One or the other. We'll just wait and see. Fogarty's going to pick it up, and he's going to hand pass it to Otten. So Otten is going to play on. And, yeah, they're going to get out of strife towards centre half back. That's Wilson.
It's a good kick.
That's a good kick, all right. This is our mate, Matty Wright. Now, Matty Wright, that's, yeah, I don't think he'd be all that happy because Andrew Bradley got back and took a good mark in defence.
Very easily.
Oh, that's not a good kick either. Short pass was on. And I think players are a bit leg weary now as we head towards the latter stages of this game as Baholki has a chance to kick what could be his third goal.
He's probably been the best on ground for the Crows. He's probably made the biggest impact across the ground and presented the most leads up forward. Him and Matthew Wright, I'd say, are probably the names I've spoken about the most tonight for the Crows.
Miles Baholke, drop one kick at goal is disappointing. No, you can't do that. Crows did that last night in the AFL. You can't miss from those spots. 9-8-62 Adelaide, Glenelg 15-7, 97. And we are at 24 minutes. I just wonder what the respective clubs will take out of this particular night.
Always something. Always something to take away. Even for Glenelg, there's many things that they can work on, especially through the centre plays and passages. So Crows obviously a lot to take away and practice and learn. But Glenelg, or from a win, there's always a lesson too.
Glenelg into half forward. Ball holds up. It bounces. Baholke. Hand pass. Very unselfish. Hosey! Hosey has 2. And the assist was from Liam McBean. Big last quarter. 4 goals, 2. It's 16-7, 103. Adelaide 9-8-62. 25 minutes gone.
Very handy play, McBean. He's been extremely impressive tonight. Good, really good assist there. Really good hands. Put it in the space as he was running onto it. He didn't have to turn for it. It was right in front of him, and he was under pressure. He had 2 players coming at him, and McBean put it right in the right place to put it on the boot.
He looks all right too. Hosey looked all right last week.
Yeah.
At Norwood, and he shows some skills.
Absolutely.
So get your mind into the mode of the digital pass 3, 2 and 1. I know that's what you've been thinking most of the night. $2,000.
Obviously.
2,000. Motlop's a chance here. He's running quickly. He's still running quickly. He does the twist. Hooks towards full forward. McBean, no. He actually crashed into a few of his teammates. Adelaide a chance to get some strife. Now McBean goes in and lays the tackle. And there's a free kick. And there's a big bloke going to get it. He was part of those who were tackling. I don't reckon he had too much involvement in it. I don't think he could pinch that one, surely. I was going to say, he couldn't get that one no matter what. And the crowd booed him.
Yeah, they wanted him to get a 9.
We look to our left where the Glenelg coaching panel is, and they'd be happy.
Absolutely.
And so was Luke Reynolds. We saw him miss earlier on, but he could kick this a fair distance. And he has kicked a goal, but just. He's third.
The crowd did the hesitant. We're going to start clapping because we think it's gone through.
True enough.
It's really just a matter of waiting for the siren now for the players.
Yeah, it is. I suppose
27 minutes gone.
When you're involved and you've been hurt badly on the scoreboard, you're not looking forward to the siren and perhaps Heath Uni saying a few things, or what?
Yeah, a little bit of both. Probably wanting to get off and just talk it out and go home, start again, refresh on the tracks next week.
Next week is the Eagles, and the effort from Glenelg tonight. We'll see them play South Adelaide, and that is next week, as we're very close to siren time here. And of course, Ali will give us the 3, 2 and 1s in the Digital Pass Best Player Award worth $2,000. And I need to advise you too to get access to our app, the SANFL app. There's so much good stuff in there. And Zach Milbank, he creates some space each week and gives us a specific leaderboard as to who's doing what in the fight to get that $2,000 in your back pocket. Nearly 29 gone. There's a push out as the kick comes back from half back. Well, interesting to see what happens at the finish to see the reactions from McBean. And the short pass on, and Scharenberg. Don't think there's been any significant injuries, Ali, so
No,
that's a good thing.
That is a good thing. I think they're just wasting time now, maintaining possession.
Joseph, another one who could creep into the best players.
Maybe. Just going to wait and see.
Oh, also coming out hard was Josh Scott. Couldn't hold the mark. Hand pass goes to Scharenberg. Scharenberg's kick. And up and under to half forward. That's a fine mark. I tell you what, Hosey, he's all right. He's kicked towards centre half forward over the back of the pack. McBean!
Oh my goodness.
McBean! He's kicked 9! He's kicked 9! Oh dear!
Oh, there it is. Goodness.
9 on the siren. Oh, McBean, you've done it again. What about that for an effort? Final scores. Glenelg in that last quarter have kicked 6 goals. 18-7, 115. And they've defeated Adelaide 9-8, 62. McBean 9, Reynolds 3, Hosey 2, singles to White, Costa, Gregson and Scott. For Adelaide, Wright 3, Davis 2, Paholke 2, Stengel and Wilson 1 each. 18-7, 115. Adelaide 9-8, 62. Quick thoughts from you, Ali, and then the 3 2-1s for the digital pass best player of the year in statewide Super League, with a prize of $2,000.
Well, I think Glenelg have come out this season and played really good football. I think tonight they've just pretty much come out here and proven to the rest of the league that they're going to be a side that needs to be contended with quite seriously, and it's going to be a tough game whenever you go up against Glenelg. They did really well against Norwood last week, only literally just losing in the last minutes of the game in really tough conditions. Perfect weather tonight, and they've absolutely thumped the Crows. Crows had a pretty decent side. They didn't play their best football, though, so we have to take that on board. I think the Crows had quite a disappointing game, really inaccurate, silly fumbles that just were unnecessary, to be honest. So Glenelg played it probably one of their best games, and Crows not so much. So, yeah, it'll be interesting seeing Glenelg next week.
Yes, next week they are up against South Adelaide, and Adelaide take on the Eagles. Final scores here from Glenelg. Glenelg 18-7, 115. Adelaide 9-8, 62. The highlight, Liam McBean, 9 goals. Now the votes for the SANFL Super League best and fairest digital pass is worth $2,000. The drum roll, you have to start with 1 vote.
All right, 1 vote I am going to give to Bradley Andrew. I think he was really consistent. He ended up with